Hollywood right now is in a chaotic state. Both the actors and the writers unions are on strike, and I want to say I support the unions 100% in what they are doing and what they are fighting for, because it is very, very important when you look at the details of what they are asking for. It's really just being able to provide for their families, put food on the table, and make enough to get some health care. And the whole AI thing and the whole residuals are very important to these performers and these writers, as they should be getting what they deserve. And I just want to say that I fully support the unions before I start talking about these films in my videos. With another month down in 2023, it is now time to rank all of the 5 movies I saw in July, which was a really great month for film. By far, we had Barbenheimer in this month. It was great. Let's talk about my rankings of the 5 movies that I saw. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyson, and we are here to talk about movies. That's right, we do movie reviews, movie rankings, we cover major movie news. We try to do it all here on the channel, so if that sounds interesting to you all out there, please check us out, subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you guys along for that journey. All right, with that done and out of the way, let's just dive on into this past month of July. I mean, it was a pretty good month. It was definitely fun. I was anticipating a lot of movies that were coming out. This and June were really big, but I think this month carried probably the best month for the summer blockbuster season. So, with that being said, my number 5 of this month is A24's Talk to Me. I did not review this one on the channel, as I saw this in Haunted Mansion linked, but Talk to Me was a film I was very excited about. I was very excited to see this one. The trailers really got me. I was in for it. And coming out of it, I just didn't like it as much as I know everybody else out there did. A lot of people love this movie. I can see why. For me, the premise of the movie was there. What the story was about really did captivate me. And I think they did an okay job with telling it. However, I didn't really feel any connection to our characters. I felt like the family kind of restraints that they had, and that a lot of them were distant from their families or close, but then their parents weren't really around. I just didn't really like that connection, and I didn't feel that worked for the movie itself. The horror aspect alone is very good in here. It does get you on the edge of your seat. You're kind of twisting and turning, not really knowing what's coming on screen next, but you're not really wanting to look all the way. So the horror element really does shine well here. However, to me, that is the only element of the film that I really did like, but that can't carry it to a positive rating when I feel that the story kind of dragged on when it's only an hour and a half movie. But for me, it just felt way too long in a way. I felt like I was there for 2 hours or something like that. So I just couldn't connect with that, with the story on that level. And like I said, I was excited for it, but it just, in the end, for me, didn't work. However, the ending of the film I do think is pretty clever, and I did enjoy that when I saw it. So that is why Talk to Me is number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Disney's Haunted Mansion. This is a film that I was very excited for because I love the theme park rides. I love Disneyland, Disney World. It's great. And Haunted Mansion, I was excited for it. You know, they did Jungle Cruise a couple of years back with Emily Blunt and The Rock. Not the best film, but, you know, fun film at least. And that's how I felt about this one, too. Not a great film, but it was fun. I had a good time watching it. The cast in here is really good. Lakeith Stanfield is the standout in here. He's amazing. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, Oscar winner Jamie Lee Curtis. You got Danny DeVito, Rosario Dawson's in here. Owen Wilson, Jared Leto. A great cast, a great film, great visuals as well. However, I do feel the film kind of did fall apart in the third act. I do know there was a lot of reshoots, but I mean, I liked the ending of this film. I just felt that's kind of where it dropped off a little bit for me. So maybe the reshoots had something to do with the ending there. But overall, you know, a fun film. Not a great one, but, you know, a fun one. All right, top 3 here. these three are amazing. Yeah, Mission Impossible. We got Barbie. We got Oppenheimer. They're all pretty great films. Not gonna lie. So let's see where I land on them. But first, I want to say, like I said at the beginning here, if you are interested in what we do here on the channel with the channel review, with the movie reviews, the movie trailer reactions, covering major movie news, please check us out, subscribe, like this video, share it to anybody who would like entertainment content. I would really appreciate it to get us on to that goal of 1,000 subscribers. All right, coming in at number 3, we have Barbie. This is a film I had no idea really what to expect walking in. I didn't even know if I would really enjoy it. However, I walked out of that theater having a great time, laughing almost all the way throughout the movie. The jokes worked perfectly in my mind. About like 98, 99% of the time I was laughing. Obviously, you got Margot Robbie in here doing a fantastic job leading this movie, but also being an executive producer. She got Greta Gerwig to come on into the project, and Greta Gerwig did a fantastic job, I think, directing this movie and writing this movie with Noah Baumbach. Brilliant on that end. Ryan Gosling in here as Ken. Just phenomenal. I mean, I loved his performance in here. He was brilliant. The song I'm Just Ken was great. You got Simu Liu in here also, Issa Rae. A stacked cast. I can't even name them all. A couple of the things didn't work for me as I felt it, I know this is a part of the movie, like where, the transition into Barbie Land, is supposed to be kind of fake and just fun. For me, that didn't really work. I know that's probably just a minor gripe, but for me, that didn't really work for me. The story of Will Ferrell and his character and the people who work for him, I didn't really understand why that was in here. I feel like they kind of forgot about it in a way. So that was a little weak on the movie's end. The ending of the film isn't as satisfying as I would like it to be. But so those are like my 3 kind of problems with it. But overall, it's a fun time. It really is, with fun characters and great performances. So Barbie comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. This film was my most anticipated film of the year. I love Tom Cruise. I loved Top Gun Maverick last year. And this was a fantastic follow-up for him. First of all, this movie, it's a part 1, but it does a part 1 so well, where at the end of this movie, to me, it feels like a nice, cohesive story that ends perfectly for this movie. And there also just happens to be a part 2 as well. So I really did enjoy that from a part 1's perspective. I think Tom Cruise, I mean, come on, this guy puts in everything he's got to give the audience the best experience while watching his movies, and he did not disappoint here whatsoever. The cliff jump, we saw it in the trailers a bunch, but still when you saw it in this movie, you were holding your breath on the edge of your seat. How they did the sound design with that when it was just silent was brilliant. Christopher McQuarrie, amazing job directing. The supporting cast as well was great, but I really did love Haley Atwell's character Grace in here. I think she was a shining star in this franchise as a new addition, and I think she worked perfectly in here. And I love the chase scene in the airport, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that in my review, but I love that airport chase scene, and it was probably my favorite part of the movie, actually. The villain is kind of a little lackluster here, Gabriel. The real villain is like the entity, that AI entity. It was a little confusing at times, so I don't think they explained that the best. However, I think it will be explained better in part 2, along hopefully with Gabriel, because I didn't really feel a good connection to his character, even though we understood where he was coming from Ethan's past. Just didn't really feel a great connection with him, so hopefully we get the villains to be a little bit better in part 2, which I think we will, and I'm excited for those stunts, man, in part 2, because from what we've heard, they are even bigger and better. Alright. So that's Mission Impossible. There's only one more film left. Coming in at number 1, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. I love this movie. This movie's fantastic. It's a 3-hour biopic about Robert Oppenheimer. You don't really think it's going to be that exciting? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. And it's because of these brilliant performances, the brilliant sound design, the score is great, the visuals, the editing, the cinematography, it all comes together here under Christopher Nolan's fantastic, amazing, beautiful direction. He does a fantastic job helming this project. It's a very different project from what he usually does. I loved it. It worked amazing for me. So Christopher Nolan, knockout, standout of the year by far. The performances in here, Cillian Murphy does a fantastic job helming this project. The way he can just create emotion with his face, specifically his eyes, is brilliant. Robert Downey Jr. in here is unbelievable. He just disappears into this role of Lewis Strauss. I knew it was him, but even watching the movie, I was like, oh, wait, that is Robert Downey Jr. Because he just disappears in the character. It's brilliant. It's brilliant work. He is definitely going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and I think he's definitely going to win, by far. No doubt about it. And he should, because he is just brilliant, by far. Cillian Murphy also is going to get a Best Actor nomination. Don't know if he'll win, but for right now, from all the movies I've seen, he deserves to. Emily Blunt is great in here, and so is Florence Pugh. I wish we had more screen time with them. I know that's a gripe to some people in the film, about the film, and I get it. I do wish we had more time with them, but Matt Damon in here is really good as well, and he's great in Air also, so he's having a great year. And there's huge supporting cast in here. I mean, Gary Oldman, Josh Hartnett. I can go on and on. I forget honestly who else is in this movie just because there's so many great people. But fantastic standout to me also is Jason Clarke in here. I didn't even know he was in here, but when I saw him in the movie, if you've seen the movie, you will understand. I think he gives one of the best performances in here. He's phenomenal when he's cross-examining Oppenheimer. Just brilliant. And obviously the way that the sound design in here, it's probably the best I've ever seen in a Nolan film. Specifically, obviously, around the big Trinity test scene when they do drop the first atomic bomb. Spoilers, but you knew that. How that is done. Again, I don't want to give it away, because you know that it's going to happen, but you don't know how. So that's why I consider it a spoiler. Because the way they do it is breathtaking. It is fantastic. Probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole entire year. So yeah, I loved Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. It's a great film. Definitely one I want to go back to and check out in 70mm again before it gets taken out of the theaters. So, guys, that will do it for me. That is my month of July. That's the ranking that I have decided upon. What do you think? Let me know yours down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And coming up on the channel, we do have some reviews. I know the Meg 2 comes out this weekend. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out this weekend. So keep a lookout on the channel because I'm sure you'll see videos about that coming soon. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one.